What is up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today I'm bringing you my ranked Rengar gameplay. A lot of people were saying that Rengar isn't viable anymore after all the nerfs, and even though I put out a guide after all the nerfs, so I thought I'd provide a kind of a good ranked gameplay. I know I have a gameplay guide as well, but I figured you guys might like another one, and I thought this one was really good because it's actually against one of Rengar's actual counters in lane. Rengar does really well top lane against a lot of different top laners, but Darius is definitely one that he has a lot of trouble with just because he can't really trade that well with him. So the only way you can really trade with him is by having your max Fury, or just kind of out-sustaining him by getting lots of W heals. So if you watch this lane, you'll see he'll walk up for a decimate, he'll miss the decimate, and then I know I have a little bit of safety to try and get some harass off on him. And this whole time while I was playing, I was actually looking at our health potions, trying to make sure I'm at least a health potion ahead. And it's really, really difficult, when he's just laying down a ton of damage on you. But luckily, Rengar does have that built-in sustain with his W. That is an advantage I actually have here. And so, I sped up this, I'm speeding up the parts that aren't really that important, but I don't want to just skip out of them unless I'm dead. So that's the only time I'll really skip out a whole chunk. But, if you look there, GP is coming up for the gank. Darius has 40 mana or something like that, so he's not going to be able to really use any skills. But just for safety's sake, I do, hang out in the bush for just a little bit, just in case he decides to pull anything fancy. I know he doesn't have Ignite because, he did blow the Ignite, but if you can see there, that's just something a little tip I want to give you guys. If your jungler's coming up to gank, don't give the enemy laner the satisfaction of trading a 1-for-1. I see so many people get so greedy that they want the kill that they're just fighting the whole time. When I know for Rengar it's pretty easy, I could just back off into the bush and then jump back in to steal the kill, but a lot of people will just end up trading 1-for-1, and that's not really worth it. You're wasting the jungler's time to get an even 1-for-1, and while you might get an assist, it's still just you could get a lot better, and that's just something that you can improve on. And you'll see me kind of duke it out with this Darius a lot, and that's just because I don't want to be pushed around in the lane. While straight up, the Darius is probably going to win, if we just keep duking it out, at least early on when my sustain isn't that great. I still need to, keep the health low just so, I can create, play opportunities, because, one thing Rengar does have over Darius is unpredictability. But real quick here, so GP was headed up to try and run away from the 3 people, and there was no way he was going to get away, so I decided to ult in, pop myself a free kill on Cassidy, and then flash over the wall to get away, and then I actually retreat to this bush to go back, and this Nautilus actually decides to chase me all the way in, but he's got no mana. So I'm like, I think I could fight this. I've got double Doran's Blade. That means I'm healing 10 health per hit. I do have red buff for the slow and the true damage. And if I can get one more, there we go. I got my W heal. Darius does come in, pulls me, but I still get the jump off. What I should have done here is probably jump to the double golems, but I end up having enough move speed and evasion here to get away from the Darius before he can kill me. And so that starts my game out at 3-0 at 8 minutes, which I know a lot of you guys have been talking about how I only post games where I do really, really well. Well, honestly, the games I do really, really well are the games where I'm making plays, so of course those are entertaining. But I did try and post, a game where I didn't do too hot with the Shen gameplay before, which I understand you guys said you didn't really like the style, which that's another thing I wanted to talk about. If you do like the style I've got for this gameplay here, be sure to, tell me in the comments. I'm basically just, highlighting important stuff, and if it's super important, I'll actually even, go over it again. And for the unimportant stuff, I'll, just kind of skip through them, fast forward, just so you guys can still see the general progression that I have with what I'm doing here. I tried so hard to juke these guys out, and I almost got away for it. You're gonna see a big mistake. This is just a, mechanical mistake I make here. I do get the ult off, and it does cloak me. Look at the damage, though. The last tick of his hemorrhage stack ends up killing me. I have 11 HP, but right at that time I had about a second maybe window where I could have activated my W, healed, and then it would have bought me a little bit more time to potentially get away. And so I was just like, no, because that was purely my fault there. And it's just things that mechanical mistakes you make as your champion that you just need to improve on. And so if you take a look at my build, I know I haven't really been talking about it too much, but I do have Ninja Tabi, double Doran's Blade, double longsword and a ward. I think I buy a fair share of wards this game. And look at that. Sometimes I just love the long shot jump you can get as Rengar. Sometimes you throw down that bola, you jump across the map, and you just kind of tackle them down, and you just really feel like a predator. And right here, I'm actually starting this 1v1 against Darius, and this is my second big mistake I made this game. I actually thought, for some reason, I know looking back now, it seems obvious, but I thought he didn't get the reset, with his ultimate. So I thought it was going to be a bit of a fair fight. I don't know if I would have won, but, I think, disregarding the 600 true damage he did, 500, 600 damage, true damage. And I think without that, I would have had a chance to win, because not only, would that not have happened, wouldn't have taken that damage, but I would have gotten probably another rotation of my spells, which would have meant another heal. And you saw that heal, it saved my life there when he dunked me. And so if I would have had that available again, that would have been really nice. And so I had to flash out there just because I did get a little in over my head. But one simple rotation of spells on the double golems, and then I go back to the creeps here in a second for another rotation of spells. It actually heals me back up, and that's one of the reasons I really, really like Rengar. That was one of the reasons that was actually the original reason I liked Rengar, is just because he used to be this huge body that would just sustain so much from his W back when his W scaled off percentage health. Believe it or not, his W used to scale 15% of your health. To put that in perspective, if you had 4,000 health, that was 600 a heal. And if you had Spirit Visage, that was another, 20% onto that. So you'd be healing like 720 every W, empowered W. And, with 40% CDR, that's not that hard. So you just couldn't get knocked out of lane. It was absolutely insane. You would just split push like a beast. They have changed it. Now that it has a flat heal, which is kind of a buff for more damagey Rengars, but it's definitely a nerf for health stacking Rengar, which is fine because health stacking Rengar was a little broken. But they nerfed his Q a little bit, but they didn't take away the raw force that it still holds. You can still just one-shot people or get really close to one-shotting people. And so if you take a look at my build here again, I do have Ninja Tab by Double Dorans. I finished the Brutalizer, giving me 10% cooldown reduction. I have the Bone Tooth Necklace, which here in a little bit I'll get 5% cooldown reduction with, and then I have Kindle Gem. And oh man, I was so sad here. Soraka actually got off such a good heal there on Kassadin, so I wasn't able to kill him. But then the Soraka, because of her treachery, does get destroyed by our team there as I cut her apart with my little Rengar arms here. And I didn't think we should keep pushing here, but they decided, we're gonna give this old Ezreal the old dumpster, throw him in the trash can. And for some reason, he was just like Mega Man, just Alamo Last Stand, just like, Thane, I will get you. And then Pantheon just drops the ult on his ass and takes him out. And Darius, for whatever reason, decides to come back. And so that was all right with me because it just snowballed the game a little bit more and allowed me to sell my Doran's Blade and get myself a Vamp Scepter, which I am going to build into a Bloodthirster later because this is, 80 Rengar. That is what I really enjoy playing just because I can blow people up. And even though I am 80 Rengar, in my Rengar games, I don't know if, how much, I know some of you guys like to spectate my games as well as look at my match history. You'll see me build things that aren't part of my guides, and that's, just like in my guides, I tell you guys, oh, look at this. 16 HP on that Kassadin. You guys should rewind the video, look in the top left corner. He lives with 16 HP. Absolutely ridiculous. I was like, no, that's twice now that he's gotten away with such a little bit of health. But yeah, if you guys are spectating my games and you're wondering, hey, DoubleWinning, why did you build this when your guide says, build this? Guides can only get you so far. Guides will give you a general idea of how to play a champion, but without an hour plus long guide, you're not going to get the whole wealth of knowledge that comes with the champion, especially a champion as, multi-dimensional as Rengar. I know a lot of people think Rengar is a pretty straightforward champion, but he has a lot of quirks to him that definitely separate a good Rengar player from a great Rengar player. And I'm not saying I'm a great Rengar player. And Janet definitely saves my ass there hella hard. So, and look at this. I had no health, just hit the golems a little bit, use my W and get some lifesteal. And I'm back to, a couple hundred health. That's why, it's really nice about Rengar. And we do clear up a pretty easy Baron here. I did just speed through it because there wasn't a lot of struggle with that Baron. If there was a team fight there, of course I would have, slowed it down there. But, I don't know. I just really enjoy Rengar. I think I have pretty good rank stats with Rengar. I'll throw the rank stats on the screen here in a second, just because I don't want to stop this commentary. But you know, at first my Rengar stats were really poor. I know I started out like 40% as Rengar, but I just kept practicing. You know, catching streams, reading guides, practicing in normals. You know, draft mode and stuff like that. And then eventually I learned to really you know, take advantage of Rengar's strength, which is which is what you really should do as a champion. You know, if you're playing a champion for its an unintended role, then you should just play a champion that fills the role that you want. You know, if you want to be an unstoppable killing machine, you know, you don't pick Darius. You know, you pick Darius for you know, kind of that half tank, half bruiser, and you pick him for that, you know, huge, satisfying ultimate. You know, if you want to be like an unstoppable killing machine, then you pick someone like Malphite, or you pick someone like Mundo. You know, you don't pick Darius. And if you want someone who's super kitey, then, you know, like as an AD carry, you don't pick I don't know, you don't pick Draven, you pick like Ezreal or something like that. So just make sure the champion that you're picking is you know, conducive to what you want to be doing. And so you saw me get dumpstered there. Soraka Silence is OP. I'm just kidding, but it does allow me to get my home guard boots. I have my Bloodthirster now, my pickaxe. Of course, this pickaxe is going to be turned into a Last Whisper, just so if need be, I can kill more than just the squishies, because that 35% armor penetration plus the 8% or so that I get from my masteries gives me, you know, around 40% with whatever diminishing returns it is. And that makes it so you can just about blow up anyone who isn't a full-on tank. And when I mean blow up anyone, I mean like with a little bit of a delay, you can blow up anybody, as long as you're uninterrupted. But definitely, if you can catch anyone, you'll be able to blow them up. But my goal here was kind of to, you know, try and blow up either Kassadin or Ezreal. We have Pantheon Rengar, which is basically the ultimate like 80 assassins here. Like if we had Zed or Talon or something like that, like I suppose that'd be a little bit better. But I jumped on Nautilus there just because he was the closest target, and you know, we were just trying to catch a pick there, and my ult was running down. And you know, I'm picking up the stacks on my Bone Tooth necklace, which if you guys don't know why I bought the Bone Tooth necklace when I'm not really snowballing that hard, you guys can check out my Rengar guide, which of course will be in the description. I'll have my Rengar gameplay guide as well as my actual, you know, HD Rengar guide in there, just so you guys can get a little explanation of why the Bone Tooth necklace is so good. I do get out of this team fight here with the skin on my chinny chin chin, and I still want to provide a little bit of presence, but I do get a little too close there, so I do decide to flash out after using my enhanced Bola Strike on Darius to stop him from moving. And then, of course, you know, I just want to go top and make sure I clear this wave before I go B, and this will allow me to get my Last Whisper. And so I think I maybe get a red pot. We'll see here. Get the Last Whisper. Oh, no. Right. I needed tenacity, so I decided to turn that Kindle Gem into a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which I know I don't think I talked about that a lot in my Rengar guide, just because I hadn't really thought about it too much. But if you look here, maybe that wasn't it, but it does actually really help with just farming like jungle camps, as well as the efficiency and gold for it is really good. The tenacity is nice because I did buy Ninja Tabai, but with silences and Nautilus's CC and the slow from Darius and you know, things like that, I really needed it. And so this is the team fight that our enemies made. The fights were super even up until this team fight, where they decided to leave Ezreal completely alone. So I just came up and just gave him the old whappity whaps in the back, and then he just went home and cried himself to sleep. It was just like, Mom, Rengar jumped on me and he bullied me, and I don't like it very much. And I was just like, a true hunter never rests. You know, why are you taking naps at home when you should be trying to run from Rengar? But if you guys enjoyed the video and the style of the video, anything you'd like to say, be sure to leave it in the comments below. As always, guys, you know, I really do appreciate all the support you've given me. You know, I hit 4,000 subscribers. We're going to have that 4,000 subscriber special this weekend. We're probably going to do it Sunday, so mark the calendars. You know, if it's past Sunday, you know, you guys can always catch the next subscriber special, you know, which I'll be doing probably 5,000 subscribers. So, again, like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning.